Manual QA is mathematically broken.
The average enterprise ships 47 new features per sprint across microservices that interact in combinatorial ways.
3 QA engineers manually test 200 test cases per release cycle. New features introduce an average of 34 new test scenarios. The test backlog grows every sprint. Edge cases discovered in production were their most expensive to fix because QA never had time to test them. Continuous deployment demands continuous testing. Manual QA delivers periodic testing.
That mismatch is why AI QA agents aren't a nice to have in 2026, they're the only way to maintain quality at modern deployment velocity.
AI QA agents do 6 things that manual QA cannot scale.
Generate tests, analyze code changes, and automatically create unit, integration, and end-to-end tests for new functionality.
Execute tests, run test suites in parallel across environments in minutes, not days. Analyze failures, distinguish real bugs from flaky tests, environmental issues, and test data problems. Maintain test suites, update tests when code changes, remove obsolete tests, refactor brittle tests. Report coverage, map test coverage to code changes and identify untested paths. Self-heal broken tests. When a UI element changes and breaks an end-to-end test, the agent updates the selector instead of flagging a false failure. Each capability replaces hours of manual QA work. Test generation is the agent's highest impact capability. When a developer submits a pull request, the AI agent analyzes the code diff. It identifies new functions, modified logic paths, new API endpoints, and changed data models. For each change, it generates test cases covering happy path, boundary conditions, error handling, null inputs, concurrent access, and integration points with existing services. One team reported the agent generated an average of 12 meaningful test cases per pull request, tests their QA team would have taken 2 days to write manually. The generated tests aren't boilerplate, they include realistic test data, proper assertions, and cleanup procedures. End-to-end testing is where manual QA breaks first. A complex web application might need 500 end-to-end test scenarios covering different user flows, browsers, and device sizes. Manual execution, 2 QA engineers, 3 days. AI agent execution, 500 tests in parallel, 8 minutes. The agent maintains a model of your application's UI, pages, forms, navigation flows, expected states. When the UI changes, the agent updates its model and fixes broken selectors automatically. Flaky test rate with manual maintenance, 12 to 18%. With AI agent maintenance, 2.3%. That flakiness reduction alone saves hours of rerun and hope debugging every sprint. Not every test failure is a bug. Manual QA spends 40% of their time investigating false failures, flaky tests, environment issues, expired test credentials, stale test data. AI agents categorize failures automatically. In a typical run of 500 tests with 47 failures, 12 are real bugs requiring developer attention, 23 are flaky tests the agent auto-retries and quarantines, 8 are environment issues the agent reports to platform team, 4 are test data problems the agent regenerates. The developer receives a clean report with 12 actionable bugs, not 47 ambiguous failures. This triage alone saves 4 to 6 engineer hours per test cycle. Code coverage percentage is a vanity metric. 80% coverage means nothing if the 20% uncovered includes your payment processing path. AI agents map coverage to business criticality. They identify which code paths handle revenue, which process user data, which control authentication, and which manage data integrity. Coverage targets are weighted by criticality: 99% for payment flows, 95% for auth, 80% for admin dashboards. The agent generates targeted tests for high criticality uncovered paths instead of inflating coverage with trivial getter tests. One fintech team discovered their 92% coverage included 0 tests for wire transfer reconciliation. The agent generated 47 targeted tests for that path alone. AI QA agents integrate directly into your CI/CD pipeline as quality gates. On every pull request, unit tests generated and executed in 45 seconds. Integration tests against staging environment in 3 minutes. End-to-end tests against a preview environment in 8 minutes. Security and performance regression tests in 2 minutes. Total quality gate time, under 15 minutes, faster than most human code reviews. Failed gates block the merge with detailed failure reports and suggested fixes. Passed gates provide a quality score and coverage report attached to the PR. No separate QA cycle. No testing phase between development and deployment. Quality is continuous, not periodic. A SaaS company with 5 QA engineers and 2 deployments per week integrated AI QA agents over 3 months. Results: deployment frequency increased to 23 per week, more than 10 times. Production bugs dropped from 34 per quarter to 7, a 79% reduction. The 5-person QA team was redeployed. 2 engineers became AI test strategy specialists who define testing policies and review agent-generated tests for business logic gaps. 3 moved to customer-facing quality advocacy. Total QA headcount decreased, but quality improved dramatically because the agent tested continuously instead of periodically. The remaining QA engineers reported higher job satisfaction, no more repetitive manual test execution. Your implementation roadmap. Weeks 1 and 2, deploy an AI QA agent on your most actively developed repository in advisory mode. Review generated tests with your QA team. Weeks 3 and 4, integrate into CI/CD as a non-blocking quality gate. Measure test generation quality and failure triage accuracy. Weeks 5 through 8, enable blocking gates for critical paths. Expand to additional repositories. Month 3, optimize, tune test generation policies, adjust coverage targets by criticality, enable self-healing for end-to-end tests. By month 3, you'll have more test coverage, faster feedback, and fewer production bugs than manual QA ever delivered. Manual testing didn't die because QA engineers became obsolete. It died because the deployment velocity of modern software makes manual testing mathematically impossible. AI QA agents don't replace quality engineering, they replace repetitive test execution and enable QA professionals to focus on test strategy, edge case design, and quality advocacy. Start with 1 repository this week. The generated tests will speak for themselves. I'm AI DevOps Daily. Next episode: building internal developer platforms with AI.